Hello, come take a walk with me. Yes, it's true. I was on the city council over 15 years ago. I served and was elected as a young man. Enjoyed my time that I got to serve. Felt we made a lot of great differences. You know, it's not an easy task for those that serve on the council. Grateful for anyone who's willing to put in the time. But I had sat back for 15 years watching things not being addressed, watching the issues grow, and many of them really relate to the quality of our homes and our neighborhoods and what we're doing to preserve them. I recently attended a city council meeting where they discussed, they showed a graph that showed over the years how we've been slipping in home ownership, apartment ratio versus homeowners. And they just kind of looked at that and said, hey, well, we're a college town, so what do you expect? Well, the truth is we're not addressing the true problem, and that is that we are losing homes and neighborhoods to more and more apartments and just choosing to rent things out. And you can tell that because it shows at our high school where we have a slipping student base, also students choosing to go to other schools, and you can tell that, you know, actually it was last year they almost voted to drop them down to 3A so they couldn't even compete with all the local other high schools. We do have a problem and it needs to be addressed. It would take a lot of time to go over everything we need to get done, but here's just a few. We need more urban trails. We don't have enough. There's a lot that don't even connect to other trails. We have sidewalks that aren't finished in multiple areas. In fact, there's actually several miles of sidewalk lacking in Logan City. You know, in the last just few years, we have over 1,000 apartments that have been approved, several that have been built. Why should we be concerned about this apartment issue? Is because there's big companies buying up homes like crazy. In Salt Lake, the report is from realtors that there are groups buying 20 homes every single month for just rental purposes. And that we cannot have happen here. Logan City wants to change the rental home in our residential zones from 3 unrelated people to 4. I can't think of a more better way to cause more and more homes to turn into rentals. I would love to not see that happen. We need to preserve Logan City. Come with me. Let's see if we have a bunch of rentals. Yeah, like right here, for rent. And here's another one. Here's more. And more for rent. And for rent. This whole neighborhood's for rent. And here's even more for rent. And across the street for rent. That home there, I had good friends that grew up there. Actually, I traveled to Europe with one of them, but now it's just a rental home. Because what else do we want in Logan? Yes, even up here on Cliffside, even more for rent. And another for rent. Here I am in the Hillcrest area, and I was up here campaigning the other day. My family they actually owned a home, my grandpa, over on Sunset Boulevard, just a little over this way, and loved this area. But I put up a sign to a home that I had actually loved for many years because the design is amazing, and I got to see the entryway, and it was just a privilege to see it. And I mentioned to him about the problems in Logan that we keep having more and more rentals come in, and homes converting and changing, and people just, you know, choosing to rent out instead of just put it back on the market. And he said, oh yeah, the homes all around behind me, all up that street, they're all rentals. And it's sad to see, like we even have again here, again, for rent. You know, I think we gotta be careful here in Logan, because I think some could say that Logan's a great place to rent while you're building your house in Nibley or Smithfield or somewhere else. That's not what we want. We want Logan to be a quality place for people to live and want to be. It's close to everything, all your services. And this is just very important to me. There's a website you can check out. It's for Neighborhood Nonprofit. It is a nonprofit group in the area that helps people get housing. It's a great program. They do a good job. Except for there's something going on that's not good. 2 of their programs. One is for home building, and it's the one where people can work together and build several homes together. and then when they're done, of course, they get to live and own them. Does a very good job, but they're all pretty much done in Hiram, Smithfield, and outside of Logan. The other program they have is designed for Logan. It's actually, they'll give a $7,000 grant to anyone for a first-time home buyer. But I called them recently, and they mentioned that they actually haven't even given any money to anyone in over 3 years. And that's crazy, a program that's not working. They receive most of their funding from Logan, and it's sad that some of that can't come back to help out people buy homes in Logan City rather than having them all become rentals. I'm a jeweler by trade. When I was 13 years old, I got a job making jewelry, and I've been doing that for many, many years. And one of the most important things that we do every day on every piece of jewelry I work on is we focus on the smallest of details, using microscopes and combing over any piece of jewelry to make sure it's done perfectly. And Logan City, I think, we do a good job. It's a beautiful city, but there's so many little details that we're not getting to, like sidewalks not being finished, areas that for safety and concern that should receive more of that. I'm all about focusing on the details. We got to take back our community and make sure that Logan's quality maintains high. Getting some sort of sidewalk program would be ideal. You can see down here I'm on Canyon Road, and there's this beautiful sidewalk that leads us down here on Canyon Road, which actually we have to leave off that and walk over here on a narrow, dangerous road, busy road, and there's no sidewalk here for the next quarter mile for safety for anyone to walk on. Here I am down off of 6th West, and we get an area in which, as I mentioned earlier, about the fine details of quality that I always strive for in my work. But look at this. We've got an intersection here that was improperly and not really finished. You'll see here that we've got a really busy intersection, and then we've got no lines on the ground. We have this puddle here and an unfinished sidewalk. I mean, this is a very dangerous spot for anyone to cross or to even be around. And we have families down here. Just right down there is the aquatic center. And this is how we call Logan finished. I'm not sure if we're growing it the way we should have. All right, I'm down here just off of 10th West and 200 South. And right across the street from me, there is a wonderful single family home development that's been here for years. Across the street is this big giant field. It is as large as 6 city blocks of open space. And over 10 years ago, I emailed the city and said, hey, city and city council members, and said, hey, this land I think is miszoned. It should be more residential, continuing from the residential across the street. And they wrote back and said, no, we don't see it that way. I kind of felt that, no, I think they're wrong, and it's zoned for mixed use. And the developer has now acquired the land, and they're planning on putting a bunch of townhomes and some commercial properties right next to this residential neighborhood. I did not feel that was the right choice, but the interesting thing is twice as I sent emails about it over several years, not one city council person ever said, hey, let's look into that, or that sounds like a possibility, or anything, not even an email back. And if I were to be on the council again, you will always hear back from me when residents ask questions of why and why not. Well, thanks for coming on a walk with me. Remember, come mid-November, vote Joe Needham. Thank you. Appreciate it.